that time of year again.
Apparently.
All right, welcome to You Gotta See This Movie, podcast where you guys like to talk about movies as well as the deeper things that make these stories more than just a movie. All right, Jim, what's the movie that we got to see today?
The movie we have to see today is Poltergeist, 1982. A family's home is haunted by a host of malevolent ghosts that abduct their youngest daughter.
All right, well, if you're into movies, please consider liking and subscribing so that you never miss an episode. Helps us out, and we really appreciate that. So, all right, Jim, let's dig in. Poltergeist. When did you first see this film?
I didn't see it in the theater. I was a teenager at the time. I don't remember seeing it in the theater, but I do recall seeing it on VHS.
Oh.
Yes, rental from the video store.
So did you, did you hear like how good of a movie it was, or just like, or was it just like on a whim, like, I'm gonna watch this movie?
People talk about it, and in the title Poltergeist, it's kind of like that was like a new word,
right?
New word in the world of ghosts, like poltergeist. What the heck's that?
Oh, all right. Well, for me, I did not see it in the theaters either. I was 2 or I was 1 when this movie came out, and extremely inappropriate for me to see it at that age.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So. But I didn't actually see Poltergeist until I was late teens, because I had saw part 2, early. Well, when part 3 came out and there was all the talk about the Poltergeist curse, and, I heard about that first, about, the actor dying, Heather O'Rourke, and then even some other people.
Wait, what were you talking about?
You ever heard of the Poltergeist curse?
No.
Oh, geez.
Okay, I don't have a deep history with this movie. I remember the second one more than the first one.
Okay, the whole idea is that they used real skeletons in the pool scene.
Oh.
Because it's cheaper to use those than actually to make them. So the idea was that, they defiled these bodies. And that the people just started dying. So like Dominique Dunn, I think she was the first one. She played the older sister.
Did the lights dim?
Yeah, they do that.
I'm telling you, man.
Well, I'm talking about Poltergeist curse.
All right.
She tragically was murdered. So she wasn't around for the second one. And then Heather O'Rourke, the little girl, she died during the making of part 3.
During it?
I think it was during. Or maybe it was I can't remember, but I know she wasn't there for the premiere.
Oh, dang.
And same thing with the guy who played Reverend Cain. He ended up dying.
He kind of looked half dead already, though.
Yeah. So there's just all these weird things that were happening during the making of this film that they called it the Poltergeist. So as a kid, I heard about this and I was like, oh my gosh, Poltergeist curse. What is that about? When part 3 came out, I didn't see part 3. Me and my friends, we rented part 2. Freaked me out. It terrified me.
Yeah, part 2 is freaky. That's a freaky one.
It's a freaky one.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, I want nothing to do with Poltergeist. I don't even think I saw the third. I don't think I've ever seen the third one. I think I've seen like clips and stuff. So it wasn't until years later when I got a little older, I was like, I'm going to watch the first one. I think it was on TV one day and I watched it and I'm like, oh, this is a really good movie.
Okay.
And I have loved it ever since. It has been on my yearly watch, and, but yeah, that part 2 freaked me out.
Yeah.
And this one, not as freaky.
So they're saying the curse is based on the fact that they used real skeletons in the first movie.
Yes. That's what they say.
Because you could buy real skeletons for scientific purposes, right? For stuff. And
so they did that because it was cheaper than actually making.
But you can't do that anymore.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Unless you have a skeleton guy.
Yeah, but I think they had issues with people turning it into a business, and they'd have to bump people off, get their bones.
It's just like I'm running
I'm
out.
pretty sure
I'm running out of inventory.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my history of it. Loved it ever since. Like I said, watch it every year around this time, this Halloween time.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's great.
So when you heard the term poltergeist, though, were you like, what does that mean? What does that even?
I mean, back then, I don't.
Or did you immediately go, oh, it's a ghost?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
No, I just thought it was just the title of the movie.
Okay, I just remember it was just like some weird new scientific term, and it's like, what does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think I learned it after I saw the movie, but not during it. But all right, well, this is directed by Tobe, or Toby. I can't remember. Hooper. Texas Chainsaw Massacre fame.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, directed that movie. Directed one of my favorite movies, Invaders from Mars. It's a deep dive that we should do someday. I love that movie.
The 80s thing, right?
It's the 80s kind of like Body Snatchers type movie.
Yeah. That's kind of that's a pretty creepy one.
Karen Black's in it. Yeah. I always liked the movie. Yeah, he did. And that's actually a remake too. And then he did another one of my favorites, the TV movie Salem's Lot, which was really good.
Wasn't that a series? Or was that
it was a miniseries, yeah.
Miniseries, yeah.
Yeah, TV movie.
You didn't see it.
Yeah, it's really good. Vampires take over New England town.
Oh, it's a vampire thing.
Yeah,
That's right.
A vampire thing.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into it. Let's talk about that opening scene. I have some questions about that opening scene.
The opening scene.
Yeah, it starts with the national anthem at the end of TV broadcasts, which aren't a thing anymore.
Yeah,
which is sad. You know, I always thought that was a cool way to end the night.
They just end it. Yeah, there's nothing else to show. Yeah. Good night, folks.
Good night, folks.
Did you ever think like the screen, like when the TV's not receiving a signal, kind of look like ants?
Yes,
right.
Like an ant war.
It's like an ant war, but it's also kind of freaky too, right? Yeah. If you like you stared at, it's kind of it in and of itself.
Regardless, you can get lost in it.
Regardless of the movie, and its scariness. Yeah. That screen going blank and the ants and that hissing and the kind of creepy, right?
Yeah, it is creepy.
Because you almost think you see something in it because, I don't know, just weird.
And then, little girl Caroline comes down and what's even creepier is that she's talking to the television.
Yeah.
And you can get a general sense that she's answering, something's asking her questions.
Yeah.
You know, and you only know, the only question you can probably guess what they ask, like, hey, how old are you? She says 5.
Oh, yeah.
You know, unless they're talking about how many people are in your family, but who knows? But then you don't know all those other questions.
Yeah.
And we never know what were the ghosts asking her.
Yeah.
Because she was like, yes, I don't know. Yes. It's creepy.
It is creepy.
Yeah. And then like the family's just like staring at her, you know,
talking to.
Yeah.
Weird kid.
That's part of this film is that, like, there's a lot that this family does, like, oh yeah, I would do that, and there's a lot like, man, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You know, and they just kind of left it. You know, it's one thing to have a kid that's just like, you know, sleepwalking. It's another thing like staring at the TV and answering questions.
Yeah.
That's freaky. Classic dad falls asleep in front of the television.
Yeah.
My dad did that a lot.
Oh, yeah. Well, I do that a lot.
Yeah. I don't do that as much as I thought I did.
But yeah, signing off. When I first put the Blu-ray on, the screen was black and it just started playing the national anthem. And I kind of thought I had it on the wrong setting, like it was playing something else, because I don't remember this movie at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's been a while since you've seen it.
It's been a long time.
Oh, wow.
And so I have to say it was fun watching the movie.
It was fun watching it.
It was a fun watch. And even the clown jump scare, it got me.
Oh, really?
Because I didn't remember.
Yeah.
I knew like the clown, scary, you know, he sneaks up on the kid and he pops out and gets him. But I didn't remember at what point it was going to get him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a little jump.
Nice.
It got me. Yeah. Yeah.
The scene that always gets me, that still, and we'll go back to the clown, but the scene that always gets me still is when the mom is like standing by the door and she's like, she's just hoping Caroline's this is after she's already gone.
Yeah.
She's hoping Carol-Anne's on the other side. She opens the door and it's like screaming, something screaming at her, and she shuts it real quick.
Yeah.
For some reason, I always forget that moment. But yeah, the boys' room, Robbie and Carol-Anne's room.
Yeah.
A couple things stood out. One, he keeps looking outside, scared of the tree.
Yeah.
Right? Freaked out. Scared of the clown that's just sitting there.
What kid has a clown
like that? What kid has a clown? And I started writing down in my notes, like, why is this clown in the room? Who's this? What's the story behind it? Was it like Meemaw, like, oh, you're going to love this clown? Yeah, and they have to keep it?
It's got to be a gift from grandma, right? It has to be.
It has to be.
Because a grandma would think that's cute and fun.
Right.
But a little kid wouldn't.
And this kid's like terrified. However, I did think it was weird because he had an Aliens poster.
Oh, did he?
He did. So I'm like, dude, if you can watch Aliens, you should be a little less afraid of trees. But anyways.
Yeah.
So anyways, as my notes, I'm like, what's the story with the clown? But as the movie went on, you see later that the clown's actually in Carol-Anne's bed.
Oh,
so maybe it's her clown. Maybe it's
her grandma gave her the clown.
Her comfort thing. I don't know, but
well, if she's not afraid of the clown, then it makes sense that she's not afraid of the ghost people, right?
Right.
She's just like, oh, hey, ghost people.
She's just going along with things. Like, why should I be afraid of any of this?
Yeah.
But but the clown, like, what is the deal with the clown?
Yeah. I did think the tree was pretty lame. Like, it looked like a fake tree.
Oh, it was fake, definitely a fake
tree. I know,
tree,
but I mean, they could have made the tree a little more realistic. It just looks like, hey, prop guys, make me a tree that kind of looks like
this. No leaves, no
leaves. It doesn't even have bark on it. It looks like they just,
So I guess
put spackle on it and some Bondo.
Spielberg, he wrote that in because those were his two biggest fears as a kid. He said there was a tree outside his house that freaked him out, and he was terrified of clowns.
Okay.
So he put both those things in the movie in the same area.
That tree can, but that seems to be kind of a movie trope where trees are scary.
Yeah, I don't know,
because they look like they have arms, and you can see faces in the bark. And
I don't know. I guess I grew up in an age where guys with knives for hands. And
it's that whole like
hockey mask people chasing you. That was like the tree is the least of my worries.
What is like the Wizard of Oz? I mean, that's old school. Like Wizard of Oz, the trees are scary and throwing the apples at Dorothy. And then Snow White, Seven Dwarfs. Remember the spooky forest and the trees and the
yeah.
There's gotta be more. There's gotta be more scary
trees.
That was a time where trees were scary and nobody thought of guys with finger knife hands.
Oh, the world was so innocent when all we had to fear were trees.
Yeah. All right.
That's good.
All right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he was terrified, and for good reason, because the tree tried to eat him.
Yeah, it came through the window and grabbed him and tried to swallow him.
Swallowed him whole, man. Like that. So let's go back, because that was the night they take Carol-Anne, right? Because after the first night, you see their life the next morning. They're playing football or watching a football game, and you see their neighborhood and normal neighborhood and all that kind of stuff, and normal family. Bird dies, which I don't know. Did the ghost kill the bird? Maybe, but
gases. Ghost gases got him.
Ghost gases.
Yeah.
And it's not until the next night that all this happened. So I'm wondering, because it was all about, like, was that a distraction to get the family out just to take Carol-Anne? Or was the house trying to get everybody?
Well, it happened because it's happened like right when they broke ground. They started digging holes, right? They probably bumped a grave, and like a ghost said, "Hey," you know what I mean? That's probably what happened.
Oh,
stuff didn't happen before they started digging, right?
You're right.
Yeah, they're catching the guys and the.
I mean, she was talking to the ghosts.
Was that before?
That was before. That was the opening scene.
Before they broke the ground?
Yeah, that was the opening scene. She's talking to the ghosts.
Well, there goes that theory.
But I mean, nothing bad was happening.
So maybe they were.
And that's another thing. How long were they living there before this happened?
Well, that's what I mean. Something must have upset the ghost.
So maybe it was the pool. I'm going to go with that. I like that.
Yeah.
That there were ghosts there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until like, oh man, you're making a pool now.
Yeah.
Can't have it.
Yeah, they bumped.
This is where I was laid to rest, and now you're going to be swimming.
They dug it. They like probably nicked the corner of a coffin and popped it open. Because like,
even disturbed the bird's grave.
Yeah,
which was a little foreshadowing, right?
Yeah. That guy that reaches in the window and takes a taste of the soup, man. What's up with that dude, man?
Got some really good coffee, Mrs. Freeling.
Yeah, this tastes pretty good.
Yeah. Why is the window open?
Yeah.
Where are we going? Oh yeah. So
yeah. Okay.
The whole idea was like, was it a were the ghosts just trying to get Carol Ann and the tree was a distraction? Or was that tree really going to just eat Robbie?
I don't know. Were the ghosts trying to kill these people or just like pull them into the other dimension of ghost land?
I don't know. So yeah, I don't know.
You know what I liked about this movie is that like, you know, when the tree like breaks the window and grabs the kid, I was fully expecting like the dad to open the door and everything be normal. You know what I mean?
Oh no, it was like a tornado.
Yeah, what I mean, it's like, you know, it's like some of those movies like something really creepy, scary happens, and then all of a sudden like it's not happening. Although I guess they did it with the guy peeling his face though.
Yeah.
Okay, I take it back. I don't know. It was just weird. It's like,
well, like everything was happening to them. Like they only experienced the earthquake. That was another thing. The earthquake. I can't remember if the earthquake happened before the pool, the ground, but
we need.
They had a tornado. They were the only ones that experienced a tornado.
Right.
They're the only one dealing with the mosquitoes. Remember, like they go to the neighbors and they're like, "Oh, hey, you know, do you experience?" They're like, "Look, a bunch of crackheads." Just like, you know, like
so the dad he's the salesman for the area, right?
Yes.
So maybe the ghost figure if they can take out the guys selling the houses.
Yeah.
It's kind of like taking out the leader, you know?
Get him away and then
get him.
But no one else was experiencing any of these things. So was the graveyard only on there? No, it wasn't. Because they say that there's a whole area.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I like your pool thing. I like your pool idea.
They disrupted it.
They disrupted it. Maybe putting the houses there, there was no digging deep enough. It was fine. But it was like, no,
or maybe
you're
they
not
they just disrupted like one bad dude, like the bad dude of the cemetery. Kind of like, you know, the number one bad guy they buried that's got issues.
Could be.
They knocked his grave open, coffin open.
Yeah.
He got out. Like if they found his coffin, it'd have like extra locks on it. You know, like it was put extra locks. Buried.
All right. Well, before we go any further, I got a did you know, Jim?
I might not.
Actually, it's funny that my wife, she actually bet that you might know this.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see if she's right. Okay. So I'm sure you know Spielberg. You know, he obviously did Poltergeist and E.T. relatively back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't direct Poltergeist, but you know, there's a lot of rumors. There's even actors that say nope. Spielberg pretty much directed this, and there's some actors that say no.
That's because he probably kept poking his head in on the set and go,
"Yep,
do that again."
It definitely feels like a Spielberg movie.
Yeah,
you know, definitely does. But no one knows for sure. Actually, there was a whole investigation. Did you know that followed this movie? That investigation because Spielberg could not be working on E.T. and this at the same time.
Oh,
and as far as directing, and so there was a whole like thing, and there was an off the cuff remark that says like, "Oh yeah, I had to direct this whole thing." He says I was just joking. Anyways,
so he'd like sneak out at night and go direct the movie, and then
right, yeah, like that while they were starting E.T. because I guess Poltergeist was first, and then E.T. But the whole idea was that he he wanted this movie. These movies got released 1 week from each other, June 4th,
really?
June 11th. Yeah. And so that this movie was really, really dark. And in fact, in the original script, Carol Ann was supposed to be murdered by one of the pool guys, by one of the construction workers.
Oh, that's not nice.
And then she was going to haunt the house. Not like, but she was going to be in kind of the same, like, mommy, like the here, and then they're dealing the same premise with the evil spirit. And,
oh yeah, that's a terrible story.
Right, pretty dark and I guess there are a lot of other dark things, but because Spielberg wanted these two movies, this and E.T., to be such a companion piece, and he wanted people to go see the double feature back when that was a thing. They removed all the dark stuff, and so that it can get a PG rating.
Wow.
Because he wanted it.
Huh.
You know, he always says like, yeah, these movies, Poltergeist and E.T. go hand in hand. They said, you know, he said like, he's been quoted that, you know, E.T. is the story of suburban dreams, where Poltergeist is the story of suburban nightmares. If E.T. was a whisper, Poltergeist is a scream. He wanted that contrast, but yet in the same. All right. Well, one of my favorite scenes in the movie is when those three scientists come.
The Ghostbusters.
Yeah. And they're talking about all the success.
Was this before Ghostbusters?
Yeah, this is 82. Ghostbusters came out in 84.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So they probably watched this movie and thought like, hey, those three scientists would be funny if like they were funny.
If they were funny.
And they were funny.
Not serious.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, and they talk about the success of capturing ghosts.
Yeah.
And what do they say? The guy says like, on a time lapse recorder, we saw a Hot Wheel go across the room for 7 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go 7 feet.
Yeah. 7 feet. And you can't see it by the naked eye, but we do have it on film.
We have it on film.
Yeah.
And I love his Greg T. Nelson's reaction, just like
the look on his face.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just opens the door.
And madness.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The thing that they had been in this house for a while.
Yeah.
And they just got some like crazy room happening upstairs. Yeah. And they're just like, yeah, we don't go in that room anymore.
Wait, and one of the scientists at some point, he's like, I'm gonna go up there. And the thing bites him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like teeth marks.
He got teeth marks. He comes back. He's like, oh, it's the worst muscle spasm where someone bit me.
Yeah.
And the boy's like, oh, wow. That's a big bite mark. But the room filled with toys, just flying around, going crazy. And, which we didn't talk about this earlier. I do appreciate the amount of Star Wars toys.
There's a lot of Star Wars toys in that. Lots of Star Wars toys. Did you have most of those or some of those?
I had a lot of Return of the Jedi ones. I saw that he had the Tauntaun, Luke and the Tauntaun.
You had a Yoda.
I had Yoda. I had R2.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had them all.
Now there was a toy in that movie that I actually had.
Oh, what was that?
It was the Snoopy pull toy with the spinny ear helicopter thing.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What was it? It was just like
it was like a Snoopy pull toy, and you pull it along the ground.
It flies?
And that'd be cool if it flew. No, his ears just spun around, and his ears spun around like he's a helicopter.
Oh, nice.
I actually had that toy.
Oh.
Yeah. Had it for a long time.
What'd you do? Did it blow it up?
And I eventually threw it out. It's like, why am I
I'm too old for Snoopy.
Why am I keeping this? Yeah.
I'm too old for Snoopy.
Yeah, you had cool Star Wars
stuff.
I had. Well, Snoopy was cool back then when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I figure there's no way his ears could spin around and make him fly. But hey, it's a cartoon.
So let's actually talk about the three scientists, because I thought that was an interesting turn. Because, when this happened, they lose Carol Ann. They know that she wasn't just missing, right? It wasn't like she ran away. It wasn't like any of those things. They knew like something supernatural happened to her, and they knew they can't go to the cops.
Right.
They don't go to the cops. You see that he's like, he's got all of a sudden a beer. He hasn't been to work. Their family is just, they don't know what to do. They're living in this horrible place. They don't want to leave the house because they know she's there,
right?
In spirit. But, so they go to these three scientists.
So somehow they must have looked up paranormal studies, something, ask around. Have you got something spooky going on? Mm-hmm. Who are you going to call?
And what I liked about them is when they came in, they were more or less like looking to disprove the family.
Were they?
Yeah. Like the whole time, like that one guy was like, I think this voice is coming from a CB radio somewhere.
No, I do remember him saying that. It's like, why would you even? Yeah.
And they had that little meeting. They said, like, look, the humidity of the house could be done from a leaking pipe somewhere. They believed in it.
Yeah,
but they wanted to disprove the family first before anything else.
Well, it's probably because, they're in the business of ghost busting, right?
Yeah.
And they probably got like just all the time people saying, oh, I got a ghost.
Right.
And it's like one call after the next. It's like, guys, you got a CB radio. Oh yeah, I can see the string on this one. Oh, it's another fake call. So they're probably more like,
right,
this is fake.
And at the on the bigger end, it's like, well, this daughter's missing, and if they're blaming it on ghosts and they really did something else with the daughter, they probably want to look into that.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. But they quickly learned, like, no, this is like you said. The guy goes up, gets bit.
Yeah.
They see all the stuff coming from the ceiling. Just like,
yeah, the steak crawling across the counter.
Yeah.
The guy peeling his face off.
And I like how, oh yeah, that guy's not coming back.
No.
He was the most skeptical, right?
Yeah.
He came in. He was the most skeptical.
Yeah.
He experienced those things. He's out.
I'm out.
And the other guy, he was really in it to the end. He's just like, no, I'm here, man. I'm capturing everything. And I really like that scene. How I always forget her name, the character in the movie, the doctor. She really starts being sympathetic and just really like, I can't explain any of this. I feel sorry that you've lost your daughter. And I love the scene where she says, I'm going back, but I'm coming back. I'm going back to the university, but I will return, and I will return with help. I just think that's a really cool scene because it really just like, it shows that, like, for one, it validates the family that they're not crazy.
Right.
And that they're not alone.
Well, the mom needs someone to talk to.
And the mom needs someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For some reason, I've always liked that scene, and it's very comforting. And that's when they bring Tangina, which I think I'm saying her name right.
I don't know.
Creepy voice.
Yeah.
Couldn't have picked a better person for this job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, she's like the good guy.
Yeah.
But yet at the same time, you're just like,
this lady creeps me out.
You're also bringing someone creepy into this house. Is it going to make it worse?
Yeah.
And she had it all pegged from the beginning, what it was,
what the ghosts were, who they were, why it's happening.
And you know what's funny? I've seen this movie a lot of times, right?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until this watch I never picked up that the dad was skeptical of Tangina, because she goes upstairs and she's asking questions, and he's like, I'm answering you in my mind.
Oh,
he wanted to see if she can read the mind. It's like, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
But he was skeptical of her, which is weird because it's like, dude, you're experiencing all this stuff. You shouldn't be skeptical about anything. You should be like, let's just go for it. You've got no answers nowhere else.
Unless he thought, like, this lady's a crackpot. Come on, I need somebody real. That's like, maybe he's expecting more of a scientific.
He wanted like the scientist.
He wanted like the scientific approach.
I guess.
Not some funny little lady that talks weird and creeps me out.
All are welcome. All are welcome. Yeah, she's creepy.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Is she in the second one?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I'm gonna watch the second one.
Because even watching this one, I'm thinking, is this the one that's got the creepy lady in it? And like 2/3 of the way through, I'm thinking, no, that's gotta be the second one. It's like, nope, here she is.
Yeah,
here she is.
Yeah.
But she knew all the thing about, like, I need 2 tennis balls. Oh, you done this before? Tennis balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tennis balls, the rope.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rhubarb pie filling didn't seem to freak anybody out. Yes, I don't know. Is that like ectoplasm, I guess? Is like a ghosty thing?
I guess, yeah.
Right? They slime.
It makes sense. You can't just go into the netherworld and come out clean.
But why do you come out gooey, though? You think you just come out like glowing or steamy?
Oh, I'm for it. I like it. I like the idea that they come out all nasty.
Gooey?
Because it's like,
I guess.
Maybe you're like floating in netherworld stuff.
See, I think that's another Ghostbusters thing. Is like, why are ghosts gooey?
Yeah,
slimy, gooey and slimy.
I don't know.
It just looked like rhubarb pie.
And she knew to get them in the water when they came out.
Yeah.
And I love how, like, Heather O'Rourke, like when they're filming that scene, he's wiping her. You can see that she's trying her best not to react.
Yeah.
But she's a little girl. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then you get the false ending. Do you like movies with false endings? You know what I mean by that?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think those are hit or miss.
Yeah.
In movies, I like this one. This one was a good false ending.
Yeah.
And you think it's over, you think they survived, and obviously as the scene goes longer, you know, like, okay, something else is happening.
But you know what's weird is they had like the moving truck packed, right?
Yeah.
There was still a lot of stuff in that house. Like, why are your beds still there and your toys are still out? And it's like, I thought you guys packed. Like, she goes in the bathroom and like all her stuff's still out.
Yeah.
I thought you guys packed the truck.
That's typical dad. Like, come on. Like, it's probably all the dad's stuff is packed. No one else's stuff. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, pack your stuff.
You're just going to throw everything on a bed sheet when it's time to go and ball it up and throw it in the truck? I guess so.
And I like how, too, like, even in that packing scene, like, you see the urgency in him.
Yeah.
He's like, put this box in, let's go.
Yeah.
We're not staying another night. They end up staying another night. And, yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you get the last attack. You know, now they're trying to get the whole family, and you see what the whole thing was about: the skeletons popping up, and you realized,
could they have gone straight from? No, I guess not. You couldn't go straight from the girl coming back into, the skeletons. You know, I guess you do. You have to have a break. You have to have a break in it.
Yeah, because the whole idea, they think it's over because even like Tangina says, this house is clear.
Okay,
you know? So at the end, you think like she thinks it's fine, but she's wrong.
But then what was the prompt to get these guys mad again to come and cause havoc? Or they're just...
I think they were just biding their time.
Like, she thinks it's clean.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. Or something.
I think that they were just waiting and...
So how much time do you think passed then?
I don't...
A couple weeks? I mean, they got a moving truck. He packed up stuff.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Got arranged for...
Got arranged for that. Let's say a week, maybe.
A week? Where were they going? Did they already have another house?
I don't think they cared.
They just wanted out.
They wanted out.
Huh.
So yeah, they get that false security and
then they come back.
Wait,
what was the thing that started it up again? The big... Oh, the clown. Wasn't the clown too? Was that
nothing started it back up. It was just it started. It was just that the dad was gone, the other sister was gone.
Right. The kids were going to bed. Mom's taking a bath.
I think they were just relaxed. They were just, they were done, and that was just it. Like, that's when I noticed the clown was in the bed, so they weren't scared of the clown anymore. It's almost like they had this experience and they don't care. The room, the board's boarded up. Tree's not going to get them.
Yeah.
So I think they were just completely at peace.
Because the house is clean.
And the house is clean.
Yeah.
And the mom's taking a bath. She's like, she says, tuck yourselves in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even going to say, say goodnight, which is weird. And they were just completely relaxed.
Yeah. And then it starts up
again. Yeah. And that's when the clown gets the boy and he just beats the crap out of that clown.
That was good. I'm like, yeah. Don't run from the clown. Just tear him up.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Pretty bold of him.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, then the whole she falls into the pool and she really the mom got it, man. She was getting shocked. They would not, it was all about the kids. They wouldn't, keeping the mom away. And, it's crazy. And the neighbor finally helps her out. What is going on?
Yeah.
Right? Because again, the neighbor had no idea this family is going through all this tragedy.
And then at that point, that's when the skeletons are popping up and shooting out of the ground. And,
yeah. And everyone sees what's going on. Everyone sees the house just implode.
Yeah.
In on itself. Which is interesting because this is a movie that there was no victory. You know what I mean? I mean, the victory is you get your daughter back. Right. But there was no we defeated the ghosts, or we made things right, or this. It was just nope, we're out, we're leaving. They get in the car and they take off.
The house is gone.
And the house is completely gone. Yeah.
So now what are the neighbors going to do? They're just we're out of here.
You ever see part 2?
I don't remember a thing about part 2.
Well, they open part 2 with the whole neighborhood just deserted. No one's living there anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's the whole thing fell upon itself. Because you see everyone was seeing that whole house just like, where did it go?
Yeah.
There's skeletons, bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
And
all right, I gotta watch the second one. Then.
I'm gonna watch the second one.
Yeah.
Like, I can't watch it. I tried to get my wife to watch this with me, and she's like, "No, it's too scary." I'm like, "It's not that bad. Yeah. It's good." And she's like, "No, but the second one, absolutely not." I mean, you got the whole like vomiting.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, it's freaky.
Yeah.
But so cool story.
Cool story.
You might not know this. Well, I did tell you this earlier, but I'm going to tell you guys in podcast land. Where I went to junior high was right down the street where they filmed the end scene of Poltergeist, the hotel scene.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Coincidence.
And it's pretty cool. Ontario, California.
Wow.
The Holiday Inn. It's not the Holiday Inn anymore. Hotel's still there, but it's not Holiday Inn.
So when you were a kid, was it the Holiday Inn? Or how long it was? Probably.
From what I remember, I don't remember.
What is it now?
I just think it's just like a hotel.
But the hotel,
I don't know what the name.
Hotel's still there?
It's still there, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you can do like one of those before and after shots. Like
I could, yeah.
Do a screen grab and then
just go down there and take a picture.
Yeah.
I did go there one time, and I couldn't get in because they have it all fenced off. But, yeah.
Wait, the hotel's fenced off?
Like, yeah, now it is. Yeah, like I couldn't get into.
Oh, so it's not like an operating hotel now.
It is. No. It is, but like you can't to get because it's the second floor. Because I wanted to go to the room.
Oh, it's secure. It's like secure.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I'd have to
You'd have to go book a room.
Yeah.
And then
it's like I want this room, please.
I wonder how many people
207
like know that and say I want this room.
Yes.
And then I want a TV that I can shove out in the hallway.
Right. Yeah. That poor family never saw TV again.
The Poltergeist.
They should do like another one like years later. Like, Grandpa, I come to your house. Why can't we watch TV? He goes, there's a reason why we don't have TV in our house. Yeah. It's the devil's work, I tell you.
I wonder if there's like anybody in that hotel like knows and like kind of.
This is the Poltergeist hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a throwaway scene. It's an end scene, but
yeah.
I mean, the movie could have ended with him just driving away.
Yeah. I stayed in a hotel in Phoenix that was used in Psycho.
Oh, wow.
But that was a big thing about this hotel. They had like, huge like movie posters and Did You Knows. And,
oh, wow.
And they really played on it big time. And it's like, it wasn't a big scene. It was just exterior shot. That's
their claim to fame.
That's their claim to fame.
Yeah.
So I wonder if this Ontario hotel, if their claim to fame is.
I should just go in there, like put on a fake mustache and be like, hello, I'm here to just maybe possibly rent a room.
Yeah. I'd like room number 2, please.
Yeah. Well, you ready for a battle?
I'm ready for a battle.
Okay.
I have no confidence at all. I just watched the movie and had a fun time watching it.
This will be another one of those. I'll be disappointed if I lose.
Okay.
Because I feel like I know this movie pretty well.
Okay.
So. All right, Joel, let's start with those questions.
Trivia battle. You guys did. Okay, so you said that at the beginning of the movie, you said it was the national anthem.
Or Star Spangled Banner.
It's a Star Spangled Banner.
I always get those two confused. It's Oh Say Can You See from the dawning red light. It's that song.
Yeah. The other thing that you guys talked about was the alien poster in the room. That could have been a point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do.
Because I also noticed that, and I was like, why has this kid got a poster of alien in this
Why
room?
do these parents let this kid watch that movie?
Like, there's no way.
Oh, so that was in Super 8 too, had the alien poster, right? We talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I get to choose who goes first.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You're gonna win this one. I'm not gonna get any of these.
You might get some of them.
All right. Give me what you think is the harder questions. Do you have those?
No, just go.
All right.
Random.
Okay, fine.
Just go random.
I'm gonna go first then.
Go. Just go.
Let's go.
All right, first question. What were the colors of the 2 RC cars some kids used to chase the guy on the bicycle at the beginning of the movie?
Yellow and red?
Yes, that is correct.
See, I would have known that. For some reason in my head. There's a yellow one and a red one.
All right,
No,
next.
at that time, those are probably expensive toys, too. I thought about that.
That's an expensive bike that guy was riding.
Expensive bike and those toys. Those radio-controlled fully
There's
functional
a lot of
cars.
beer too. That guy was carrying.
I was thinking about the range on those. I was like, were their remotes that good?
Were they waiting for that guy too?
Oh, heck yeah. I think they were just tormenting anybody that came down the street, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the risk factor. If he ran over it, there goes your toy, kid.
Yeah. Oh, he was bringing the beer to the house to the
for the football game.
Okay, because I was confused. It's like, that's not Craig T. Nelson. Why is he going in that house? He was just a buddy bringing the beer.
His buddy bringing the beer.
Why is he on a bike?
That's what I was thinking.
Because they've already been drinking a lot of beer.
Still illegal.
And that guy likes beer, and that's why he has so. They were
already. So here's the thing: they were already in the middle of a football game.
Yeah.
You should have already had beer at the beginning. They probably ran out. Sent that guy. He says, "I can't drive. Take my son's bike."
Yeah.
Take the
okay. Well, how much beer should I get? I don't know. Whatever you can carry.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's a BMX, probably Mongoose with Motomags.
It was a Schwinn.
It was a Schwinn.
Yeah.
I thought the
Mongoose. Was that a trivia?
No.
Okay.
Wait, how do you know
there's
it was a
no
Schwinn?
way you could have known that from watching the movie.
Yes, you can.
Wait, how did you know it was a Schwinn?
Unless you knew what the
it's
bike
when
was.
he crashed. You could see it. You could see the Schwinn emblem.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I wouldn't have pulled
was
that.
Was a Schwinn? Okay, because I thought the Motomags were just on the Mongoose.
Well, the Schwinn bike. What are you going to do? All right.
Well, you do mix and match on BMX bike.
You do.
So, yeah. Okay.
All right.
Next question. What type of box becomes Tweety's coffin?
Oh, that's me, right?
Yes.
It's a cigar box.
Okay, but what type of cigar?
No, hold on. I just wanted, you get a point for that. I'll give you a bonus half point if you can give me the name brand of the cigar.
I don't know. I didn't look.
I got it. King Richard.
Can I guess?
That is wrong.
Dutch Masters.
It wasn't King Richard?
No.
It was not King Richard. So you still get the point because it is a cigar box.
Christmas Story.
But it's King Edward is the brand, which I'm assuming is a play on a real brand, which is probably King Richard.
Oh, right. They just missed it. Do you have Prince Albert in a can? Remember that joke? You know that joke?
Yeah. What does that have to do with the...
It's like you call up a tobacco store and say, do you have Prince Albert in a can?
Oh.
And the guy says, yes, we do. Well, you better let him out then. He's going to suffocate.
I don't know why, but I always assumed Prince Albert in a can was tuna.
No, it was Prince Albert tobacco.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
All right.
Next question. Name 3 things that Carol Ann puts inside Tweety's coffin.
It's mine?
Yes.
Shoot, I don't know. One was a blanket.
Yes.
And a pillow.
Yeah. Name 3 things.
As well as blanket and a pillow.
Okay.
And the bird. I got you on a technicality.
Okay,
you said put in the coffin.
Can I steal?
Besides the bird.
Oh, come on.
What 3? Name 3. She puts 4 things in the coffin besides the bird. If you can name 3, you'll get a point. If you can name all 4, I'll give you a bonus.
I named 3.
Okay.
Those aren't acceptable, then just move on.
Okay, I'm thinking, okay.
For the half point.
Okay, it was the blanket.
Are you going to steal mine?
Yeah, it was, and then it was like some little handmade, was it like a little handmade cross or something, like made with sticks? And then it was a picture of the family so she doesn't get lonely. It was like a picture of the family, right?
I forgot about the picture of the family.
So she doesn't get lonely.
Wait, name all of them again. What did you say?
It was like a blanket. It was like a little stick wrapped in a ribbon. Maybe it was like a cross, and then a picture of the family.
Okay. No.
No? There was a picture of the family, right?
Yes, there was a picture of the family. The blanket is just a napkin. She puts a napkin.
Well, yeah,
but it's a blanket.
It's being used as a blanket, bird blanket.
It is a piece of licorice that she's chewing on. And she's for if he gets hungry, and she puts the licorice in the box for when it's night, and then she puts the napkin for when he gets lonely, and she puts the photo, and then the flower.
I thought it was like a little stick.
No, it was a flower. It was a piece of licorice, a photo, a napkin, and a flower.
I remember the flower. That's right, the flower.
The flower was the finishing touch.
The licorice just.
All right, fine. We don't want to get no points for that. Fine.
I didn't think that one was going to be that hard.
Jeez. I mean, I did say 3 things. You said 3 things.
You said pillow. Where'd you get pillow
There
from?
was a pillow.
There was no pillow.
Okay, fine, no pillow.
You imagined a pillow. I imagined a crucifix made of sticks.
Did we even watch the same movie?
I don't know. Did the lights just dim again? I don't know. Okay.
All right, next question. What comic is Robbie reading the night the storm rolls in?
Come on.
Come on, you know it? Or
Yeah,
come on,
I
you
know
don't
that.
I don't know.
So can I steal officially?
Wait, let me think.
He can guess.
Wait, let me go
He's
back.
going
in
to
my
guess
mind.
it right.
He's got a
just,
chance
it's
to
going to be
guess.
just a guess. You're going to be like,
Okay,
it's
my
this.
guess would be 82. I'm going to say he was reading Mad Magazine.
Whew, that was a close one.
Okay, yeah. I don't know
Oh,
if
that's
that's
not it.
I don't know if that's
No.
a comic books, but
Captain
okay.
America.
Yes, he was reading a
Yes.
Captain America comic book. Okay.
Issue 153.
So you would be reading
No, I have no
Captain
idea.
America. I would be reading Mad Magazine.
Yeah. Well, I read Mad Magazine as a kid, too.
That's not a comic book though, is it? It's a
Mad
magazine.
I don't know. It's like a weird.
It's a comic. It's like a
satire. Of,
it's a collection.
there's
of
comics in it, but
It's
I wouldn't call it a comic book.
It's a collection of comics.
Okay.
Wait, why is it not a comic book?
It's
I
literally
wouldn't call
called
it a comic
Mad
book.
Magazine.
It's a magazine, and it's like its own like you get weird ads. Like it's a satire thing. There are comics in it, yes, but like
I guess it's not a comic book.
there's
But
other
even though it's all
things.
comics,
not everything.
the whole thing's comic. It's all like drawn. No, I guess there are some
Weird pictures
pictures
too.
of stuff. Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Next question. What is Ben, the neighbor, eating when Steve and Diane go over and ask him if he's noticed anything weird going on at his house?
It looks to me, and I've wondered this too. Well, what I thought it was, because I always thought it was a weird thing, it just looks like a plate of beans. Is that what it is?
Yeah, plate of beans, plate of chili. That's what
It just looks like, why is he eating all those beans?
He's eating them. Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, he's eating a plate of chili.
Yeah.
And what's funny is, I don't know if you noticed, but the son is standing next to him. And when he's not looking, the son takes the spoon and he takes a bite of the chili.
Oh, really?
While he's talking to him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
They just love their beans, man.
Man.
He's just eating a plate of chili, and I thought
Yeah.
that was hilarious.
It's like the pool guy just leaning in the window and grabbing some chili.
Yeah.
See, I think he opened the window. I think he saw the kitchen, saw everyone left, opened the window, and just started snacking.
Did you
So
see him open
snacking.
the window, or was it just open?
No.
It was open.
It was just open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, next question. What item on the table does the poltergeist move when the investigators are first interviewing the entire family? They're all sitting around the table.
Not the steak. That was in the kitchen.
This is when everyone's together.
They're all in the kitchen. This is in the kitchen. Right?
But they're at the kitchen table.
They're
Though.
at the kitchen.
They're all at the kitchen table,
Yeah.
and it's the first time the interviewers are talking to the whole family.
And something moves. I don't remember.
I'm kind of guessing. I want to say it was a teacup, but I think it was the sugar thing.
You're close.
It was because they were having tea and she was like shaking. This is after they saw everything and now they believe them. It wasn't the sugar.
I assumed it was coffee that they were drinking.
It was like the.
Like a can of coffee or a mug of coffee? A cup of coffee?
I thought it was the sugar, like because. Anyways,
It's not that exactly.
Yeah.
I was looking for the appliance because I believe it's a coffee pot.
oh, it was a coffee pot. Okay, so yeah, we're both
And
wrong.
immediately it slides across the table, and the researchers are like looking under the table to
Yeah,
see if there's
yeah.
like
Yeah,
magnets
it's like
or
a little
something.
percolator or coffee pot
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next
And then when the
question.
lights dim, like, oh yeah, that happens. There'll be two more after this in a couple seconds.
That's right.
Told you.
Yeah.
And the guy takes a picture and he leaves the lens cap on.
You gotta be faster than that.
Okay, next question. Name two things we see Marty, who is one of the researchers, eating right before his frightening reflection in the mirror.
Is this his or mine?
This is his.
Oh, piece of chicken.
Wait. Actually, you were stealing last round, right? So is yours then.
Oh, I just gave you the answer.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. Name 2 things. There are 3. I'm going to give you a bonus if you name the third.
He was eating the end of the Cheetos.
Yes.
Then he goes in, just puts his... This guy is something else. He just puts his dirty hands in the Ritz crackers. Just open... He was going to fry a steak in the middle of the night. Like, it wasn't like, hey, I'm hungry. Let me just, like, get the box of Ritz crackers. He's just like, oh, that's a good steak. I'm frying it. Gonna get some butter. And
but
and the chicken.
But I kind of thought they brought their they went shopping. We're gonna be there a while. They probably went shopping. They got some Cheetos. They got some Ritz crackers.
The Cheetos were probably theirs, but the Ritz crackers and the steak and the chicken, that was a family's.
Yeah, they wouldn't bring a steak.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, they wouldn't.
We're gonna stay here. I'm gonna get some steak.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, that was it. It was Cheetos, Ritz, and chicken wing.
And a steak covered in maggots.
He didn't get to eat the steak,
no.
But he got the pan ready.
Yeah.
Fry it. I'm gonna get this oven going, or the stove going.
All right. Last question.
Well, now, whose question is it now?
It's yours.
Okay.
What number is on the orange shirt Diana's wearing at the end of the movie?
65.
That is correct.
Dang. That's a good one.
All right. Well, Michael, you won.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween.
Wow, there's some interesting. I thought you were going to ask what was the address of the house, and there's actually 2 answers for that. Because there's the real address, and then there was the fake mailbox in the beginning of the movie. Says there's 2 different addresses.
They messed up. Continuity.
The mailbox is 4257. The house is 4267, which is the real address of the house. All right, that was good.
Trivia battle.
Good trivia battle. Glad I won.
I figured you were going to win.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of liking this thing.
The ghost, when they put it back, on the right side, which is really good to see.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, and I thought you were going to ask, like, hey, name some of the crazy things that were floating around in the room. I was ready for that answer, man. I was ready.
TIE Fighter.
I purposely, because when you talked about a toy that you had, I purposely didn't bring up one of the toys that I had.
Yeah.
Which was the Hulk. I had that exact Hulk doll.
Really?
Yeah.
The one that's riding the
horse? On the horse. Hulk on a horse.
Wait, those came together?
No, they didn't come together. But I had that Hulk. Yeah, those ghosts were really like, they're having a good time in that room.
Yeah.
You know?
There was a lot of questions I could have done about the room alone.
Yeah.
There was just so much stuff in there. I didn't want to make it all about the room.
Yeah, if you're going to ghost up a room, go to the kids' room. They got the fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, look at these ghosts. They put the lamp and the light bulb together.
I thought that was weird, right? Hey, watch this. Woo!
Yeah.
Let's put Hulk on the horse.
Hulk on the horse. Laughing book.
Yeah.
I was so distracted by that. It's a light switch cover, right? The little C-3PO light switch cover.
I missed that.
I think it is. Yeah.
Every time it was in the scene, I just was staring at it, trying to figure out what the hell it was.
Yeah, I had one of those. Not that specific one. But I had
was the switch in his nose or his mouth?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
That's a good question. I don't know. Probably his mouth.
You push his eyeballs.
But.
Well, that was fun.
All right. Well, Jim, what are your final thoughts and ranking on this film?
Oh, that's right. We got to rank this thing. I did rank it in my scribbly notes. It was a lot of fun. I hadn't seen it in a long time. And it's always good to watch it with family that likes to wisecrack during movies, because that was a lot of fun too. It holds up.
Yep.
Beginning to end. A lot of fun. I ranked it at a 7.1.
7.1.
Not because it wasn't a good movie, but it's not really my genre, because it's my rankings go in like movies that I really like.
Yeah.
Right. So it's low on the list, but it's still not a stinker. It's still above average. Yeah.
So for me, I went 9.7.
Oh, you're way up there.
Because I love this movie.
Okay.
I do like scary movies.
Yeah.
And I like movies that are like, I don't want to say this is tame, but I do want to say like this movie, like I could have watched it. My wife she should watch this. I think she would like it. But it doesn't overdo it on like horrible things. Cause like if I was to tell you, how many people died in this movie?
Well, all the people that popped up out of the ground, no, they were already dead.
They were already dead.
Yeah.
What deaths we saw? I'll tell you, there's one death in this whole movie.
The bird.
The bird.
Wow. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But see, that's just it. Like, you can have a scary movie without like crazy amount of death. You can do a lot. And like, this is the director of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the director of Eaten Alive, which is a crazy movie about a hillbilly that kills people and feeds them to his alligator. But he did so much with, like, you didn't need all that crazy gore and so to me, that's why I love this movie. I think it's a testament. Has one of the greatest movie lines of all time. They're here.
Yeah.
So 9.7. I watch this movie once a year. Yeah, love it.
Cool.
So, all right. Well, that wraps it up for our first Halloween edition of You Gotta See This Movie. Please like, subscribe, tell us what you think about Poltergeist, and tell us your thoughts on scary trees. Do they scare you still to this day, or can you care less? All right. We will see you in the next one.
Woo.